Welcome back, viewers, to Memory Crusher. Each and every episode, I bring on a new contestant to test their memory on cards that they are familiar with. Will they rise to the occasion, or will their memory be crushed? On today's episode, we've got a very special guest. We've got yugioh. Give yourself a brief introduction.
Hi everyone, I'm yugioh. I post a lot of competitive content to try to help out everyone in the formats where it may be a bit more dicey to figure out what are the best decks and what are the best tech cards. So if you like watching content that really does help you improve throughout the game, my content's the content for you.
I've got a series of 10 cards, some of which will probably not make it into the final video because I get very lazy during editing, and you're gonna have to tell me whether or not they are real, and if they are fake, try to spot what's wrong with them. You think you're ready?
I think I'm ready. You know, I've been around this game for a little while, so we'll see where the knowledge lies. So we have Emergence. Now this one I've definitely read lately, so this should be fine.
I hope you did.
Normal spell, yeah, that's fine. Add a Sword Soul monster from your deck to your hand, or if you control a worm type synchro monster, you can add a worm instead. If this card will be banished, you can target one Sword Soul monster or a worm. Now, I don't remember if it's a worm or if it's just a Sword Soul. I know that the Sword Soul part obviously is like fine. This is one of the spell cards that would level mod, but is it also going to a worm? Because I know that you can add a worm. I'm gonna say this one, I would say that this one would be fake on the fact that it would not be a worm, it would just be a Sword Soul.
Well, you are 100% incorrect. This card is fake.
Okay.
You don't need a worm type synchro monster. You just need any synchro.
Oh, gotcha. I knew there's something wrong, but I definitely thought it was like the worm that you needed on the board as well as like the Sword Soul. I just kind of read over the fact that it was a synchro and I was like, all right, that seems about correct, but no, that's definitely fair. Just needing a synchro. Halqifibrax. All right, so there's no shot you get this one wrong, right? All right, let's surely there's no shot you get this wrong. I feel like it's so nerve-wracking too when you're doing this because you're just kind of like, well, there's no way I get it wrong, and so like you kind of like oversimplify the card and you're like, oh yeah, that's exactly what it does, and it's just not. So 2 monsters including a tuner, and this card is link summoned, link to 1500. That's correct. You special summon 1 level 3 or lower tuner from your hand or deck in defense. Cannot activate its effects this turn. During your opponent's main phase or battle phase, you can banish this card and special summon 1 tuner synchro monster from your extra deck. That seems correct. It cannot activate its effects this turn. I know that like it negates it on the field, but not in the graveyard. So I don't know how this is exactly worded, but it's talking about like that card that you summon. I'm gonna say this card's real. It's my final answer.
You are wrong. This card is fake.
That's insane. What's wrong about it?
It is missing the very important line of text on the special summoning a tuner synchro. It counts as a synchro summon.
I didn't know that. That's actually really interesting.
I think the most popular thing you could do with it right now, which is absolutely terrible, is like the Hulk into Wonder Magician to pop Scythe.
Yeah.
Because Wonder Magician triggers on synchro summon.
That's actually a good point too. That would only be off the synchro summon for the effect. But yeah, I didn't know that. I thought it was just special summon. Wandering Griffin Rider. During the main phase, you control an adventure token, quick effect, special summon this card from your hand. When a card effect is activated while you control an adventure token, show this card in the deck. If you do, negate the activation, and if you do that, destroy that card. I'm just gonna go ahead and say this card's real. I don't know if it says and if you do that, but I know that you need to. Like, I think it's maybe and if you do. I don't think that is there. But other than that, I think that card's real.
I'm sorry to say this, but this card is also in fact fake.
That's insane. What's wrong about this?
It's got an additional summoning condition where you can also special summon it if you control no monsters.
Oh, see, like, that's crazy. Because, like, I'm just reading the card and I'm like, yeah, sure, you know, like, that's fine.
Of course.
Like, of course, that's what the card does, no problem. That's actually wild, I did not know that. Sometimes you, like, read the card and you're like, oh, yeah, it's already there. Like, that's fine. But so that's yeah, definitely missed on my part.
Got a couple more cards on the list. Hopefully you'll get them.
This is rough.
Got the buyout of the century. Preda Practice.
Now I've seen this card a total of twice. I know roughly what it does though. Special and 1 from your hand, and then add 1 from your deck to your hand. Also, for the rest of the turn, you cannot special summon monsters to the extra deck except fusion monsters. Now, granted, this one I actually will probably just have to genuinely guess, because I've seen it twice, but like I have read it before, and I know that it does summon and then add. I'm gonna say this one's real.
You are correct. This card is 100%
There we go.
real.
The one that I've read twice versus Halqifibrax that I've read 100 times. Crazy. Shadal Winda. Interesting. I know Construct has it, but does Winda have L as well? Must be fusion summoned first. Cannot be destroyed by an opponent's card effect. Each player can only such summon once per turn while this card's faced on the field. I'm going to say that it doesn't have the must first be fusion summon clause. That is my final answer.
You should have stuck with your gut because it does have to be first fusion summoned and it is missing.
I knew it looked weird. I knew it looked weird. I was like, there's no shot. I was like, it's missing the L. Like, there's no way. But then I read that first part and I was like, I don't know, maybe it's that. Because like, that definitely caught me off guard. But like, I was missing the L. That's like my first initial thought. It just like, you put the card up and I was like, this just looks so odd. Like, it looks different.
It just doesn't
it just
look
didn't
right.
look
Yeah.
correct. But yeah, no, that's definitely fair because that card did not look correct. But
Hope you're not submitting any deck lists. Next card.
oh god, Fluandaries and Empen. This card is true. Summoned, you can add a Fluandaries spell trap from your deck to your hand. Then immediately after this resolves, you can normal summon. Your opponent can activate the effects of special monsters they control in attack position. You can normal summon rather a winged beast afterward. It doesn't have to be anything in particular. Actually, no. So you don't have to normal summon a winged beast because you can normal summon Denko behind this. I'm gonna say that this card's fake and you don't have to normal summon a winged beast.
You are correct. I honestly didn't expect you to
Because
get that.
I was expecting people to use like Yada Garasu behind this card too. So like that's how I know that like that's not just a winged beast.
so weird.
Yeah, I know a lot of very odd cards in this
Oh
game for
my
like
god.
no reason.
Why can't it just summon any like what was their thought process behind this? Like what did they think people were gonna summon?
I don't know, but I mean like I guess that would have been funny, right? But like it was just one of those things where I was like, man, imagine just going like normal summon Empen, normal summon Yada Garasu, and just like locking people out of the game.
Got the Splight staple.
Alright, so I've been telling everyone about this on my stream too. Oh, I don't know if you've heard that or not, but on stream I'm definitely
No, I have.
definitely been telling people, I'm like, listen guys, gotcha. This card is insane. Oh, this would be terrible if I got this wrong. If this face-up card would be destroyed, you can detach one Xyz material from this card instead. Face-up monsters you control gain 200 attack and defense for each material in this card. I'm gonna be honest with you about my thought process here, right? So I know that Gachi allows you to gain attack. And I know that when you overlay it, it has 900 attack. So I know 200 is correct. Because I know the defense goes up as well too, because of just how many times I've summoned this card. I don't, however, think that it makes everything gain. I have not summoned this in enough situations where I was not directly making a Zeus, so there's almost never been another monster on my board at the same time when I've made Gachi. Oh god, I know this card seems pretty legit, but I don't know if it's everything on the board that gains. I'm gonna say this card's real. I'm gonna say that we're going with some trickery here, and this is gonna be a real card. That is what we're going with.
Well, we're ending it on a good note. This card is in fact
There we go. I couldn't
real.
get Gachi wrong. Couldn't do it. Oh, I was like, you know what? There's been enough situations where, because I was thinking like there was one time where I was definitely sure that it made something else gain, so I was like definitely trying to figure it out. But being that it was like one of the original XCs, I could not imagine them putting any kind of 2+ stipulation or anything like that on the card. So it's definitely real.
That's every card on the list. Thank you so much for coming
Yeah,
on.
absolutely, man. It was a lot of fun. It was something where I'm actually surprised that the ones I got correct being Practice, Empen, and Gachi, and not Winda, Mirror Jade, Wandering, Holic. Like that's insane to me.
Any last minute plugs you want to shout out?
You know, if you haven't already checked out the channel, definitely go ahead and check it out. It's something where I really do focus a lot of my content onto the newer format where we are talking about specific interactions. There's like a lot of different instances where you can hand trap into the next format, and I think that it's really important to know that before you go to any big tournaments.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks.